Perfect. What strikes your mind the moment you hear this word? Is it a place that you thought was absolutely stunning? Or was it a person you thought was unparalleled to anyone else in this world? Or was it a song that you thought sounded so heavenly? Whatever it might have been, I'm sure that it all had one thing in common. It was something that virtualized the word perfect in your mind, made it something tangible. That is where my speech takes origin today. For as long as I remember, I had an obsession with what perfect meant. Yet, I kept thinking about it for as long as I remember, and here I am doing speech about what perfect is. So, the main question we have today. Never mind. The question we have today is: has there ever been a perfect human? It might strike as an abrupt question that was led by intrusive thoughts. Yes, it was. Yet, I believe that it is something we all might have thought of at least once in our lifetime. Thinking of seeing someone maybe who's so good at what the sport they do, and you thought maybe they're perfect. Or the life you see some rich people gaining their goals, you assume that they're perfect. But what is this perfect? And you might think that you might not be perfect, and the question I'm asking right now might be absurd, but I'm telling you, you might be the next perfect person. So, to get deeper into this context, let me bring out the four main perspectives that surround perfection, or what they call it. The first is the biological perspective. So, I'm pretty sure anyone who sat in at least one biology class would have come across the theory of evolution presented by the biologist Charles Darwin. Maybe you guys even know better than I, a math student, would know, so bear with me. I would not try to bore you guys with an explanation you heard multiple times during your science classes, but I'll just give you a small introduction. Evolution operates on the principle of adaptation to changing environments that relies mainly on genetic diversity and variation. And we humans have evolved millions of years to be where we are right now. So I'm bringing in the example of the pepper moth you can see right now. Initially, these moths were all white, but as the industrial evolution hit and soot covered everything and all things possible, this changed. People thought that they were as perfect as they could be. The white color they had on their wings made them so unique. But as the industrial revolution hit, everything was covered in black like the stage right now. And a white moth was like this red dot. Everyone could see them, including their predators. And that's when the danger hit. When predators see you, what happens? It's a normal cycle. We get killed. And as it went on, biology took its curve. The variation for having darker wings survived. And these moths with darker wings increased as this shows. And today, most of the moths you see around your house are all dark winged. There's usually no moths with white wings. So, what I'm trying to say here is that something that seemed perfect, a characteristic that might seem perfect in a while, might as soon become imperfect in just a whiff of time. So, can we really define what a perfect human is right now? Okay. The second perspective is none other than the moral and ethical side to what a perfect human is. This might be easily, this might be where easily my earlier question gets dissected. Because we have already defined what a perfect human is. That's basically on the morals and ethics of how a human being should live. There are thousands of religions and philosophies that talk about what a perfect human should act as, the way you should handle yourself in situations. As a Buddhist, I have come across these various things that a virtuous person, should live as. And all my discussions with my friends from other religions, they do talk about how righteous men should live. And there are also concepts about how human imperfection is handled. They have the chance to have repentance, forgiveness, and redemption. So here it proves that human perfection is not what people are expecting through moral and ethics. That they serve as a raft that help people mold themselves into something perfect, but it's just the different speed that you are moving that will help you reach that perfection. But what I'm trying to say is these principles, if we stick to them, Can we really reach perfection? And is it really attainable? Who knows? Okay. The third perspective is somewhat related to the second, and it's the cultural and societal perspective. What do you all know about beauty standards? I'm pretty sure all the girls here might resonate with me about this. It is the different standards, the plethora of standards we have for what the perfect body shape, facial structure, fashion sense, and so on. There are different views on what the perfect body looks like. And even in the Western culture, they will say they would be looking for something more curvy. A woman that looks curvy looks attractive. That's what they say. And when we come to the East Asian culture, there are girls who are obsessed with being slender and thin and tall and with the puffy lips. And that's what they think is the best beauty standard. But my question is here, if if you think a perfect body type is so different, if you have standards that are very different for what a perfect body is, how can you call it perfect if perfect is ultimately one thing? That's the question we have. And there are stats to speak about it. The International Society of Aesthetic Plastic Surgery, ISAPS, in 2021, right here, the stats are over here, talks about how these beauty standards are trying to be molded into one. People are taking multiple surgeries, eyelid surgeries, rhinoplasties to augment the nose shape, buttock and breast lifts, and liposuction at the top of it. 1.9 million procedures in total. So think about it. If you're desperately trying to stick into one standard society has set, is it really the perfect you need? Because it might change tomorrow. The final and the fourth perspective I'm going to talk about is something that might hit it home for us. It's our individual perspective. You and I, right now, in this moment, have defined what the perfect human is. Maybe it's something you read in the book and you thought, this character, he's perfect. Or someone you saw on a ground playing cricket, you thought, wow, skills, they're perfect. What? Maybe it's the ideal partner you have in mind, or the you want to reach by developing yourself. And me, right now, I have an ideal thing I want to reach. I want to be 6 feet in height, even though I'm 5 feet right now. Guys, don't laugh. It's all in the dream, in our dreams, right? My friends are laughing at the back. I'm sure you all have those perfect features you want to reach once, at least once in your lives. So, what is your perfect? I want you to think about that. Chasing perfection is something we've been trying so hard to do for as long as we as humans are trying. Technology and these advancements are something that has perfection as the end goal. Maybe these experiments, evolution, and everything tries to achieve something that's ultimate. But my question is here, if we are constantly trying to be the worst version of ourselves, we try to get rid of it. And there are three dimensions to perfection, as Dr. Thomas Curran, who is an assistant professor in the Department of Psychology and Behavioral Science in LSE, has found out. The first are the socially prescribed perfectionists, who constantly believe that others expect them to be perfect. Then we have the other prescribed perfectionists that place high demands on others. And then you have the people who, like me, are fueled by their need to be flawless. They are the individual perfectionists. So, who are you? Do you resonate with any of them? The constant need to be the best version of myself is something I find hard to get rid of. It has been stuck with me for as long as I remember, and it almost feels like I get into these dark thoughts and I feel like everything I achieve is worthless. And when once I speak to most of my friends, they go through this too. But what I'm trying to say is, you don't need to be the perfect that you're imagining right now. Here are the dangers. The dangers of trying to be a perfectionist can also be guessed. But I will just give you a small briefing of what they are. There will be a loss of sleep, anxiety, depression, and a tachyphobia, which is the fear of failure that keep building up till you crack, till you break. Those are the dangers of trying to be perfect, because perfect you have defined is something ultimate. Reading Dr. Curran's research made me realize how dreadful I had been to myself. I brought it up. The distinct facts like this just hit me right in the head. Like me trying to be something that I'm not and putting extreme stress on myself was something I had to get rid of. And anyone who's in the audience who thinks the same like me, I hope that you guys can move on. Like I am trying right now. We desperately chase perfection as students or athletes. Keep working hard day in and out, just till we become numb, till we become aimless, and till we become someone even we don't recognize. We have lost the sight of why we started because we try so hard to be excellent at what we do. Think again. Is it really a good thing to be a perfect human? From all what I've said today and all the research I've done while preparing this speech, it is evident that a perfect human is multifaceted and varied depending on the perspective we take. It's almost impossible to find a person who has it all, isn't it? After all, a perfect characteristic might soon become your imperfection. It's always nature's answer to our wordless question. As Chrissy Who states in her poem, Perception, perfect is you, perfect is me. Because through all our flaws, we are as perfect can be. Yet the world still doesn't understand that nothing is perfection, so perfection is everything. There lies the answer to my question, to the answer I want all of you to take home today. We are as perfect can be, so be your perfect. Thank you.